All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. Listen, y'all done got tired of me doing all these reaction post-fight review videos. So before I go live, make sure you guys tune into the live. It'll be on right after this video. Before I go live, wanted to switch it up a bit and give you guys a real post-fight review with the one, the only, the A side, the pay-per-view attraction. Pops, what's going on, Pops?
Hey, what's going on, man? We just got to watch a great fight. I think from two good fighters in boxing. I'm not gonna say great. I'm just gonna say good. I was very for
You want Errol Spence to win?
yeah, I picked Errol Spence to win. I said after 5 rounds, Errol would take it, but the reality is Father Time has caught up with Errol Spence, and you could tell that he had a couple rounds where more than once where his machine wasn't too oiled enough. He was missing some shots, slipping. He wasn't keeping stable enough, have a foundation on his feet. And, but he did his thing. He came out there and showed what a tough Dallas resident is all about. And he's going to go back to his ranch, hold his head high, and realize that, I got my paycheck, go back and retire with my family. And at least he can hold his head up and fight a big name like Tszyu in the industry of boxing. For Tszyu, I expected more from him. Him being the younger fighter, him being the more active fighter. I expected him to come in there and totally dominate this rusty old machine in
Wait,
Spence.
you picked Errol Spence. How can you say?
No,
You're saying during the fight?
Yeah, during the fight. During the fight. No, I picked Spence, but I'm saying during the fight, I thought Tszyu should have gone in there and even though I picked Spence.
What changed your mind? What made you start thinking that as you watched the fight?
Well, you see, like I said, that Spence was not a well-oiled machine from his time at Showtime, not out of the ring and ring rust.
3 years.
And age has a lot to do with it, and it showed. If it would have been Spence from back in the day, and maybe Tszyu before his last two big fights that he lost to Fandora and to Bakram, maybe it would have been a lights out fight when Earl was back at his highest moment. But for now, I expect Tszyu to go on and do what he's supposed to do. But he's got to get better. I think. I think fighting that inside shit.
Yeah. It was an ugly fight.
Yeah.
Because like Tim was not really throwing with the kind of volume he needed to, and he let Earl maul him. And then Earl just his legs are all over the place. He clearly was a shell of himself, as you would expect at 36, 3 years out the ring. So
yeah, and I would expect it more from Tszyu, throwing more combinations and keeping the fight a little more distant than just keeping it as close as they did. But like I say, for avid boxing fans, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sarah to Spence in his retirement to the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as Tim, I don't know where he goes from here. He called out Laura, but Laura's 116.
Well, we'll get to Tim in a second. But before we get to Tim, we know it's over now. Now it's really over for Errol Spence. Just off the top of your head, what's Errol Spence's legacy? Do you have any favorite Errol Spence moments from his career?
Yeah, the biggest one is the one when he fought Kellogg's.
Kell Brook.
Kell Brook.
When he went to England.
In the UK, showed his heart, did what he had to do, and brought the belt home and did what he was supposed to do. So for me, the saddest moment to me was, even though Crawford was a favorite, is the way Crawford steamrolled him like it was nothing. But speaking to that, if you look at Spence never has changed his style. It's always been the same thing. You know what I mean? Staying in front, hitting, moving. And he didn't really do more.
He tried to change it for this fight, but his body just can't do that. No.
Yeah, Arsenal. So, like I say, shout out to him. I give him kudos to him and his family, and hopefully we'll see what happens with Tszyu.
Yeah, we'll see. As far as Tszyu pops, so Tim, I'm not sure if he's gonna campaign as a 154 or 160 pounder. You mentioned him calling out Arizlandi Lara, who's at 160, but he's ranked at 154. So I mean, like, he's ranked number 6 in the IBF. So I mean, a Josh Kelly fight could be an option. I mean, I don't want to think about him fighting Jerron Ennis. That wouldn't end too well.
I guess, like you said, some fights affect the fighter. I remember Tszyu used to go in there and just be more a killer. Before he fought Fandora, before he fought Weber. And I don't see that. I see him hungry, but I don't see that hunger like I want to see in him again. And I thought tonight for me would define like, okay, he's back, and he's gonna just roll over Spence. Even though I picked Spence, I say being an old machine.
Yeah, to me, the real story isn't like Spence losing the fight or the heart he showed at 36. It's not him being washed up. The actual story to me is that for as washed up as people are gonna say Errol Spence is, I don't think Tim Tszyu is that far behind him. That's why I think the fight played out how it played out. You know what I mean? Yeah. If he goes to 160, there's two fights I think that make sense. If I'm Tim Tszyu's manager, I think Xander Zayas in 160 would be a good fight. Like like marketability wise, name wise, I think that's a fight the networks want to do.
Sure.
It's what do you think about maybe him versus Xander Zayas at 160, or like Denzel Bentley who has the WBO title?
I mean, it's a great opportunity for Tszyu, but I think for me, with boxing, with everything, is always about the name. We could just add, for example, Eubank and Ben, for example, the last names. The same thing.
That could be a fight. So and you could be a fight.
Yeah, and that the same thing, exactly. The same thing we could say about Tszyu and Zayas. Zayas got a big Spanish following. He's still popular. He's still going to be well known, and we already know about Tszyu's history. We don't have to talk about his family history. So if I feel like if he fights Lara, he should steamroll Lara.
I don't know about that.
I know, but that's what I feel.
Yeah.
Based on what we just last saw, with everything from your last dance that we see the performance, we don't know what type of Tszyu we're gonna have. I just want him to get that mean streak back.
He seems like he's lost confidence because I remember very vividly when he fought Tony Harrison, he was pinging his head all around the ring. I remember like in this fight with Spence, towards the end, there was a couple times where he would land solid flush right hands and knock Errol back. Errol reflexes clearly weren't there. And Tim just wouldn't throw with the kind of volume to fully exploit that. So I don't think it's a physicality thing, because I don't think he's got a lot of wear and tear on him. I think it's a confidence thing. I think he's lost some confidence. Maybe this fight gets it back for him, but I think right now in that fight, he's not confident no more.
And throughout the fight, you heard Sean Porter say, and the other commentators say that the same thing you just said. It's more of a mind. Situational thing where his confidence is not where it should be at, and that we should put it, because if he had more confidence, it would have showed tonight how dominant he could be. But because he questioned everything, and because he changed, I think a little bit with how he fought Errol on the inside, it didn't give himself enough space. And if you would have done what you've been saying through the whole fight, if you keep your base footing where it's supposed to be, so they're from switching your feet from the right or whatever you're saying.
Well, I was saying I was saying that stay at mid-range, stop letting Errol smother you, and when you push him back, throw your punches in threes and fours, because Errol's back leg is not underneath him. He's falling all over the place. You put some volume together to throw nice, short, sharp shots, you're going to have a chance to really make a statement here and get him out of here. It's easier said than done on the outside, obviously, and Errol is a proud man, and even with as compromised and as wise as people may say he is, he still had the, I guess, championship mentality to get to those rounds.
Would you say that Errol's going to the body?
You made that point. That was a great point. Anytime Errol had a chance to go to the body and he closed the gap, he did that, and I think that probably could have played a role as well.
So I want to see what's up. We'll see what happens with Tim Tszyu if he fights Lara, if he fights what's the name, Puerto Rican we just talked about. Zayas, but the door's open for him. I want him to get that mean streak, but sometimes, you put so much mileage on that engine.
I mean,
eventually it's gonna break down.
He's had some hard fights. I mean, the Tufandura fights very hellacious. Yeah. Bakram, I mean, that one was like, that one really did something to him. He's fought, tough guys like Brian Mendoza, Takashi Inoue early in his career. Like, he hasn't had a career that has just been smooth sailing in terms of punishment or hard fights. He's had some hard fights. So that, I feel like, has maybe aged him quicker.
Do you think he can be champion again?
In what weight class? No.
No? No.
Honestly, I mean, I like Tim Tszyu. I've always liked Tim Tszyu. He's a stand-up guy. But I would like to think it's a confidence. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying it's a confidence thing, because if I say it's not a confidence thing, then I have to say that he's washed.
Right.
I don't think he's washed because I still see he has something on his shots. He's still at his optimum, you know, in and around his optimum weight.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him a benefit of the doubt. But if he goes in there like that tonight against, let's say, we'll just say like a Xander Zayas or even a Denzel Bentley, who people may not regard the highest, he's not beating those guys.
Wow.
Absolutely not.
That's a big statement.
You know, I don't think he beats Brendan Adams. Like, you know, I don't think he'd win a Bakram rematch. I don't think he'll beat Josh Kelly.
Even if he fights him in the backyard where he's undefeated?
I don't know, man. See, when he fights in Australia, it's different.
Yeah.
What is he like? I think he's at 27-0.
Now, 27-0.
He's like in Australia. He's like sugar.
And his brother, the whole history.
He's the Sugar Ray Leonard of Australia. This
Yeah.
guy don't lose when he's in Australia. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the air. I don't know if it's the water. I don't know if it's something else. But when he's over there and
you just don't
the
know.
land down under, he performs and he performs well. But I don't think he'll beat any of those guys I named.
Wow.
To be honest,
that's big. That's a big statement.
You know,
because I still think he's talented. I think he just.
I like him. I love Tszyu, but I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Like that version of Earl tonight, that was not anywhere close to even. Yeah, that wasn't even like the Errol Spence that fought Ugas. That wasn't even close to that version of Earl.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he should have had Earl out of there within 7.
Yeah, I thought
maybe even earlier. But he refused to let his hands go and really turn up the volume. So I mean,
shout out to his corner. And
he won. He won.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he got the job done. It wasn't a controversial fight.
No.
It was a clear win for him. Hopefully, it's a building block for him going forward.
I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah. So
shout out to Australia. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to all the boxers fans.
there you go. So there you pops.